I hear all the time where people will say, I get the risk mitigation part, Greg, but I don't believe that these neighborhoods can actually appreciate. And I was tired of hearing that.
Yeah.
So when I get tired of hearing something, I go to the data. And so I started to pull the data, and I've looked from 2013 to 2023. What was the median home sales price and how much did it grow? And then I broke it down and I wanted to see Jacksonville overall. And then I wanted to see the 4 JWB main staple neighborhoods that we have been investing in for 18 years now, that we have our own money into. And alongside, we recommend our clients to invest in these 4 neighborhoods. And guess what? They're workforce housing neighborhoods. And I said, I wonder just how much those workforce housing neighborhoods have grown in relation to Jacksonville overall. And so that's the mindset for this data. And if you're here live watching, you can already see these numbers are really nice.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit mind-blowing. When I shared this information for you, what did you think?
I'm fortunate that I get to like learn about real estate through the eyes of the people doing it right first by sitting in this seat, right? So like I can't say I'm super surprised, but I look at this chart here of like Jacksonville overall in the last 10 years seems to have doubled, maybe a little bit more. And then these JWB neighborhoods that are workforce housing neighborhoods all look like they have, I don't know, 4 or 5x, by these numbers that we're looking at, right? 2013 to 2023, Jacksonville overall went from 153,000 to 350,000. And then we're looking at the North Side neighborhood that went from like 50,000 to 217,000. Arlington that went from 63,000 to 256,000. South Side that went from 85,000 to 255,000. West Side that went from 57.9 to 242,000. And, like this idea that it was, so if doubling is the standard, but 4x is what you've done, you've doubled the market, that blows my mind.
Yeah, and can I share something else with you?
Yeah.
That back in 2013, people looked at these neighborhoods and they said, I don't see how they're worth $50,000. I don't see how they're worth $67,000 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And if we could go back in time and I could tell that individual, hey, listen, this is how it works when you invest in a critical need, and housing is a critical need, and the way supply and demand works, that these numbers, it's going to go up. And 10, 11 years later, the numbers are going to blow your mind. The people would have told me I was crazy. And just food for thought, right? Think about where we are right now. There's, of course, people who are saying real estate can't go up in value anymore. I know it's been up on an upward swing. People will say it can't go up in value. I'm here to tell you, this is how it works when you invest in a critical need. Supply and demand dictate what pricing is going to be. So you're going to see home prices go up over the next 10 years. And as we're doing this show and you all are still tuning in every single week, in 10 years, we're going to pull this episode back up and these slides back up. And I'm going to say, nobody thought it could happen again, but it happens every 10 years. Yeah, that's how real estate works. So I started to put the numbers to it and I broke it down and I said, okay, what was our annualized home price appreciation for Jacksonville overall versus our neighborhoods? As you guys can kind of tell the punchline now, JWB neighborhoods, our workforce housing neighborhoods, have appreciated 77% more than Jacksonville overall from the year 2013 to the year 2023. Jacksonville overall went up 8.6%, which, by the way, is huge.
Double the national rate?
Yeah, so the normal rate for Jacksonville is 4.9% per year.
Yeah.
So double that. I mean, I don't have what the U.S. rate was over time or at that time right off the top of my head, but it's a lot more than what the U.S. was overall. Yeah. So it's not like Jacksonville overall was just, chopped liver out there, right? But within that, if you take the average of those 4 JWB neighborhoods, you'll see that each year, on average, JWB workforce housing neighborhoods appreciated 15.2% per year, winds up 77% more than what an average neighborhood would have appreciated in Jacksonville. And guess what? Those average neighborhoods are made up of the high end as well as the low end and everything in between. So I think this data will certainly surprise some folks.